So your first question is, you've worked with contractors at different revenue levels. When you compare the digital presence of a 500,000 contractor to a $5 million one, what's the actual difference you see?
You know, honestly, the bigger contractors typically have a worse digital presence than the smaller guys do, and not the way that you would think. So the bigger guys have been growing their businesses for the last 20 years, and they have not had to focus on building an online presence. Whereas the smaller guys are the ones who are investing in digital marketing. They're probably newer companies run by younger folks who grew up with social media and Google and now using ChatGPT. And so they recognize the importance of the digital marketing channels. You know, the $1 to $2 million contractor is the one who's really investing more into his digital marketing and into his online presence, because he's out there fighting for market share. And he's the one that we typically help. You know, WolfeCo is set up to help that company that's $1 to $2 million in revenue a year, because they're the ones who are really investing in digital marketing.
Is there a single thing that a contractor has or doesn't have that you would say is the clearest sign that they're below $1 million?
If they're below $1 million, the thing that they probably don't have is a receptionist. So the guys that are above $1 million, they're not answering their own phones. The guys that are below $1 million, really probably the guys that are below $500,000, you call the number on their Google business profile, you call the number that's on their truck, and it's probably their cell phone. So the bigger they get, they're hiring a reception that are doing a lot of intake for customers, scheduling jobs and things like that. So I'd say a receptionist is oftentimes the biggest differentiator.
Can you talk about the importance of catching those phone calls immediately?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you need somebody dedicated to catching those hot leads. If somebody's calling an HVAC contractor in the middle of summer, it's an emergency. They need you now. And if it's your cell phone number and you're the business owner and you're on a job somewhere and you can't answer your phone, that's missed revenue. You need somebody who is dedicated to capturing those leads.
Have you ever seen a contractor actually make that jump from stuck to breaking through? And what was the thing they changed first?
I actually have not witnessed it, but I'm close to business owners, to contractors who have been through that. And the difference has been systems and hiring the right people. So Chuck Robinson at All Star Plumbing has become a friend, and I would say a mentor to me. And what I recognize in Chuck, it's the people that he hired early on, some of the guys that have been with him for 20 years, since the early days of All Star Plumbing now, and the systems that they put into place in order to grow their business. The systems that they use compared to, you know, one guy in a truck has allowed scalability. It's allowed repeatability in the way that they do jobs, and it just allowed them to grow to become the biggest plumber in the state of Alabama.
Do bigger contractors just spend more on marketing, or do they spend it differently?
So I would say both. You know, they came into business, a lot of these guys who've been doing it for 25 plus years, they came into business at the turn of the 21st century. And so that's when billboards were popular, local sponsorship, they're wrapping trucks, they've got apparel that they're handing out in the community. All their guys are wearing their apparel. So they're building brand equity that way. And they're not necessarily thinking about their digital presence and doing online marketing.
If a contractor comes to you today and said, I want to go from 800,000 to 2 million in the next 2 years, what's the first thing you'd actually look at?
Current customer acquisition channels for sure, and how they're capturing those leads. What are they doing to get leads? Is it simply word of mouth? Are they already investing in their digital online presence? And how are we going to start to amplify those things to open up new channels to where we're capturing more leads? And more importantly, how are we converting those leads for them?
How does a $500,000 contractor compete with a $5 million contractor?
I think you invest your money wisely in marketing. You know, you got to build a website, you got to have a Google business profile. You need to think about how you can target customers on Meta and on Google. You know, start advertising to capture those customers while they're looking online. You know, a lot of these bigger guys that we talked about, they're using word of mouth and referrals and the brand equity they've built over the years. So there is opportunity for these smaller companies to come in and say, okay, I'm going to invest in my digital marketing and advertising and know that there's market share to be captured, because a lot of these bigger guys who have the money to do it, they aren't doing it. All right, guys, if this information was helpful and you want to see where your marketing stands, download our free Digital Marketing Accelerator checklist by clicking the link in the description below. It'll show you where you're winning in your marketing strategy, where the gaps are, and then how to fill those holes. Again, simply click the link below to download our free Digital Marketing Accelerator checklist. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.